If your YouTube video feels random or stressful to make, I want you to understand that the problem is not always your effort, but your planning. Because one thing I discovered is that beginning YouTubers do not plan before they record their videos. They just want to figure everything out. Immediately they sit down and start to record, and that is why everything feels or seems stressful to them. And if you have ever been a victim, I want you to relax while I reveal to you how I plan my own YouTube videos step by step. I assure you that if you stick and watch this video to the end, your next YouTube video recording will never ever be stressful, because having used these steps, I have never gotten into any stress while recording my YouTube videos. And without any further ado, let's get into this video. Now, the first step I take with planning my own YouTube video is to start with one clear idea. And how do I do this? I always ensure that each of my video targets a particular message. That is to say, one video, one message. And in so doing, I don't try to say everything in one video. I stick to that point so that every word I am going to let out revolves around that one particular message, idea, or point. And in doing this, I discovered that it helps people to easily understand what my video is all about. Now, most creators make this mistake of giving one title to their videos, and when you start watching that video, you will discover that they want to say or tend to say everything. They jump from one point to another, and the worst part is that this point they are jumping in between they do not explain them clear enough for their viewers to understand. But if you start with one clear idea, as I do, you will discover that it will make it very easy for people who are watching your videos to understand your message and get it appropriately. Now, the second step I take with planning my YouTube video is to identify the problem and show the solution. To identify the problem people are going through, you must be able to ask yourself, what are people struggling with? What are the questions they are asking pertaining to or about this particular topic, message, or point you are trying to pass across? Now, another important thing is that while identifying that problem, you must ensure that you explain it to those people in the video before you move on to show the solution. Do not just state the problems and rush into the solution. Ensure that you first and foremost explain that problem so that it aligns with what those people are actually going through. Because when you are able to do this, you will have people hook and watch your video to the very end. That is to say, once your video comes along and people are able to see themselves in that video, they are able to see that what you are explaining is what they are passing through or what they are going through at the moment. It will help them to hook because they are looking for a solution to that problem. So make sure you take some time to explain those problems they are going through and explain it in a way that it will align, or in a way that will be relatable. That is, it aligns with what they are going through presently. Let it seem as if you are talking to them directly. You are telling them or exposing what is in their mind or what they are actually going through. Now, once you finish that, move on immediately to show the solution to those problems, because people watch videos or tutorials like this in order that they might understand how to do a particular thing. For example, in this video now, my target is to help you understand that you must plan your videos before you sit down to record. And then the problem here is that most people, because they don't plan their videos, when they sit down to record, they find it very stressful, and at the end of the day, most of them give up and do not record to the very end. So having identified stress as a problem that will come along if you do not plan before recording your videos, you will now, as I have done, move on to show the audience or to show the viewer how he is going to plan his videos. Now, and once you are able to do this, I want to assure you that people will always stay and watch your videos. The third step I take with planning my YouTube video is to write out my points simply. That is, I do this in a bullet point and not in a full script. Do not write your point and then explain everything and then you sit down to memorize it, because when you do so, you will find yourself going through a lot of stress, and at the end of the day you might not even be able to record that video to the very end. You are a teacher, you are teaching, and we all know when you stand out to teach, the ideas or the solutions, whatever you are saying in your videos, must come naturally. And for that reason, the only thing you need before you sit down to record is the bullet points. Write down your points, whether it is 2, 3, 4 or more points. Just write them down so that once you pick this point, the next thing you are going to do is to expand or expatiate or explain that point. Do not sit down to write a full script and then try to memorize everything, because you will find yourself going through a whole lot of stress. The first step I take with planning my YouTube video is to structure my video. Now, how do I structure my video? I do this by ensuring that my video has or begins with a hook. Then after the hook, I move on to show the problem, and after that problem, I show the solution, and then a close. Now, when your video is structured this way, it will help the viewers to easily understand the message you are trying to convey in that video. And now the last step, which is the fifth that I take with planning my YouTube video, is to ensure that I prepare before I record my video. Now, this is a summary of the whole point. After going through point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, you will discover that in getting to this point, you have prepared yourself well before you sit down to record your video. And what you are going to discover is that being prepared before you record your video will make it very easy for you to record your video in one go and get ahead. Finally, I want you to understand that when your videos are planned, every other thing will become very easy, because after the recording, you will move on to edit your video, and while editing, you will discover that you won't go through so much stress because your recording is already perfect or near perfect. And if this video has helped you to understand how to plan your videos before recording, please subscribe so that together we can continue to build YouTube the real and slow way.